Hello. Welcome all of you. To all dignitaries, please take a seat on the dais. Welcome all of you. Very good morning, one and all. I am Sagar Kamble, Professor of the Department PREC LONI. On the behalf of College Pravara Rural Engineering College, I am host of the department. I heartily welcome you all here on the workshop on data processing and analytics using Python. We have eminent speakers with us, Professor D.V. Patil and Professor Kishore. Now, as per our tradition, I request to all dignitaries, please proceed for the land lighting ceremony. Thank you all there. Today we have eminent speaker with us, Professor D.V. Patil and Professor Kishore. Now let me introduce that Dr. D.V. Patil is currently working as a professor and the head of department in Vikhe Education Society, Nashik. He completed PhD from Education Mandir in 2013 in the field of the computer engineering. He has published various research papers in the reputed journal and the conference with high impact factors. He has successfully delivered the expert lectures on uh, various topics more than 20 colleges. He was also working in the Pravara as HOD of Com department from 2014 to 2010. Uh, his research interests are in data mining, genetic algorithms, and decision trees. Under him, 556 students has been registered for the PhD under the Pune University. The second eminent personality, Dr. Kishore Wagh, currently working as an associate professor in AISSM College in Institute of Information Technology, Pune. He is completed PhD from HGS Nanded in 2015 in the field of computer engineering. Uh, he has published various research papers in reputed journal and the conference with high impact factor. His research interests are in computer and wireless network, high performance and cloud computing. Welcome you all here, sir. Um, the aim of the today's workshop is to provide the exposure to the researchers, academicians, research scholars, and the students working in the area of the data analytics and awareness about the utilization of the Python platform. The use of the predictive data analytics approaches for student projects, presentations, and research contributions purpose. Workshop will provide the hands-on experience on Python platform to learn the methodology approaches. Uh, Now I request to Principal Dr. Bayar Professor to felicitate today's president and guest Dr. Vidya Patil, Director PREC Pravaranagar. Thank you, sir. Now I request to Principal Dr. Bayar Professor to felicitate Chief Guest Bharat Vikhe Patil, Joint Secretary PRES Pravaranagar. Now I request to Professor S.M. Ropre, HOD Com Department to felicitate today's guest Mr. D.B. Patil. Now I request to Professor Bendre sir to felicitate today's guest and speaker Dr. Kishore Wagh. Now I request to Professor Jodhai sir to felicitate today's speaker Mr. Prasad Chandani. Thank you all of you. Now I request to Professor S.M. Ropre, HOD Computer Department to give the brief introduction of today's workshop.
Respected Chief Guest for today's function, Sri Honorable Bharat Patil, Joint Secretary PRES, President of today's function, Advocate Opposite Vikhe, Director PRES, Pravaranagar. Three eminent speakers for this function, and once upon a time we were colleague, Dr. D.B. Patil sir. Now he is working in Nasik. Second speaker for this function is Dr. Kishore Wagh, and third speaker for today's session is Prasad Chandani. He is an alumni of this college. Give a big apology for him. Respected Principal Dr. Y.R. Khade sir, Dr. R. Khade sir, HOD Mechanical Engineering Department, all faculty members, section heads, participants, and their friends. Today, we are very much thankful to Savitribai Phule Pune University for sponsoring us for this kind of seminar or workshop for 2 days, that is data processing and analytics using Python. If you see today's scenario, then you will get, because today everybody is using smartphones. And I think everybody is wasting half an hour to clear the data every day. But the day is not, definitely this day will come. analytics will be done by the smartphone itself. Normally, data processing is what actually it is. It is a raw bit. It is a raw material. It is a raw data. It is a raw software. And from this raw data, normally this will happen in a big data. So right now, this area is a big database. So here from this big database, you have to filter out the data, and that data is called as a mining data. So this mining is done by using analytics. So basically, analytics is nothing but to clean the data from this raw bit. That is called as a data processing and analytics. So finally, you will get the good data or required knowledge for your application, for your requirements. So very recently, these Forbes pointed out the Accenture and General Electric study found that 73% of organizations are putting 20% of their capital for this data analytics. So this way now, this kind of subject, this kind of data is so much important for getting the important data, important or required data, required knowledge. Data in the sense now here we will say the knowledge from this raw bit. So this way now, instead of taking much more time, today we have organized three sessions, or we have divided these three sessions, and these three sessions will handle by respect to the particular person. They are having master key, they are having research, they have did this research in their particular fields. So instead of taking much more time, once again I thanks Savitribai Phule Pune University for sponsoring us for this kind of workshop, and also I am very thankful, very much thankful to our management giving me an opportunity, giving me an opportunity for this college, for this department, for organizing such a seminar or workshop. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the brief introduction of today's workshop. Now I request to Dr. Vithalrao, sir, to give the to say the few words on today's topic.
Very good morning to all of you. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais, and for this wonderful function, workshop, a state level workshop, that is data processing and analytics by using Python. We have with us on the dais Honorable President of this function, Papa Vikhe Patil, Chief Guest of the function, Honorable Patil, Joint Secretary, Pravara Rural Education Society, our Education Officer, Mr. Okre sir, the expert for this today's session, my friend who had been here with Pravara, Associated Pravara, Honorable Sri Patil sir, our another resource person, Kishore Wak, then Honorable Sri Chandane sir, who is also alumni of this college, Honorable Professor R. Khade, Head of the Department Mechanical Engineering, all the participants who have come from various classes, faculty members, and my dear students. It's really a great opportunity that is made available by Pravara Rural Education College, LONI. This is the program which is getting organized in association with Savitribai Phule Pune University. Definitely, I hope that these 2 days deliberations, discussions, whatever that are going to take place here on this platform, in this seminar, will be definitely going to boost the level of knowledge of all the participants, at the same time of course of all the students. Now, today's scenario, if you look at today's scenario, the demand from the industry that is changing day by day. This particular technique of data processing and analytics by using Python definitely going to help you to get an opportunities, particularly in these soft line sectors. So I hope that these 2 days definitely will be helpful to you. Definitely you will grasp, you will get, and it will lead to increase in the level of your knowledge. I wish you all the best, and thanks.
sir, for the motivational speech to the students. Now I request to Dr. D.V. Patil sir to say the few words on today's event.
Dignitaries on the dais, and dear students and participants. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers, that is Department of Computer Engineering, Pravara Rural Education Society, LONI, for organizing this function. Because you might be knowing that so many experts in data analytics are required in the industries, but the expert peoples are not available. So if you will have expertise in this field, you can get the job easily. So probably you might be having the data mining techniques as your elective, and then business analytics. So you can focus on this. Then the R programming by Prasad, that will help you a lot to have some knowledge in this area, so that afterwards we can give you the basics. You can go to the deep level. So many videos are available, online tutorials are there. So you can take this opportunity to be expert in the as a data analyst. Uh, I'm thankful to Professor Rokde and Joseph sir. They have invited me here because I was part of Pravara for 5 years, and I'm proud to be part of Pravara. Uh, I cannot express my feelings in words actually, but I feel homely here, and it's enjoyable for me to be here. Uh, and I declare that this session is open on workshop for this data analytics. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So you are the always charming person of this institute. Now I request to today's president, Advocate Appasai Dege, to say few words on today's event.
Data processing and analytics using Python या पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटीने स्पॉन्सर केलेल्या शिबिराच्या निमित्ताने उपस्थित असलेले आपले कॉलेजचेच माजी प्राध्यापक डी पाटील सर, त्याचप्रमाणे किशोर वाघ साहेब, चंदने साहेब, प्रिन्सिपल खर्डे सर, आनंद खर्डे सर, रोकडे सर, सर्व आलेले बाहेरून या शिबिरासाठी, त्याचप्रमाणे सर्व विद्यार्थी आणि मित्रांनो, आपल्या परिसरामध्ये इंजिनिअरिंग, पॉलिटेक्निक, फार्मसी, आर्ट, सायन्स, कॉमर्स कॉलेज मोठं कॉम्प्लेक्स आहे, सर्वांना माहिती आहे. आणि पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटी मार्फत, त्याचप्रमाणे UGC मार्फत या सर्व ठिकाणी विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी नेहमी अशा प्रकारचे सेमिनार झाले पाहिजे असा आग्रह आमदार राधाकृष्ण विखे पाटील यांचा आहे. पद्मभूषण कैलासवासी बाळासाहेब विखे पाटील यांचा आग्रह होता, आणि ती फायदा सर्व आपले प्रिन्सिपल खंडे सर हे सर्व मंडळी चालवत आहेत, आणि याचा लाभ विद्यार्थ्यांना झाला पाहिजे. जी पाटील साहेबांनी सांगितलं की याच्यात चेंजेस होत आहेत, खंडे सरांनी सांगितलं चेंजेस होत आहेत, प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये चेंजेस होतात, ते आपण अप्लाय केलेच पाहिजे. आणि त्यासाठी जे सेमिनार असतात, आणि या सेमिनारमधून विद्यार्थ्यांना पुढचं भवितव्य घडवण्यासाठी निश्चित फायदा होईल, त्यांचं निश्चित भवितव्य घडलं पाहिजे अशी प्रामाणिक माझी इच्छा आहे. युनिव्हर्सिटीची आहे, आपल्या प्रवरानगर शिक्षण संस्थेची आहे. मला या ठिकाणी बोलवलं, अध्यक्षस्थान दिलं, आणि त्याप्रमाणे आपण माझी 2 शब्द ऐकून घेतली, त्याबद्दल आपले सर्वांचे आभार मानून मी थांबतो.
Thank you, sir. I request to Bharat Bugre Patil, Joint Secretary, PREC, Pravaranagar, to say a few words on today's speech.
आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष आमचे मित्र विखे पाटील, डॉक्टर पाटील, डॉक्टर वाघ आणि डॉक्टर चंद्रने आमचे ॲडमिन एक फॅकल्टी आमची. त्याचबरोबर आपल्या कॉलेजचे प्रिन्सिपल खडे सर, खडे सर, रोकडे सर आणि जोंधळे आणि इतर सगळं डेलिगेट्स आणि स्टुडंट. आजचा जो विषय आहे डाटा प्रोसेसिंग अँड अॅनालिटिक्स युजिंग पायथॉन. तर हा जो पायथॉन एक नवीन लँग्वेज आहे इथपर्यंत मला समजलं. मला बाकीचं काही नाही, पण डाटा अॅनालिसिस आणि प्रोसेसिंग, डाटा प्रोसेसिंग मध्ये महत्वाचं काय आहे. आता माझ्याकडे बरं माझी एक छोटी इंडस्ट्री आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये मी सीसीटीव्ही बसवलं. तर मला काय वाटत असं माहिती का, सीसीटीव्हीची एवढी फुटेज बघण्यापेक्षा असं जेवढं मी असा विचार केला की जर मला समजलं की जेवढा पार्ट आहे, जेवढं गरजेचं आहे, तो जर मला आपोआप अनालिसिस कळालं, एवढे एक तासाभरात 24 तासामधलं अर्ध्या तासाचं एवढा पार्ट आहे, हा फार महत्वाचा आहे आणि हा बघणं गरजेचं आहे. म्हणजे याच्यात काही हॅपनिंग झालेले असते, ते जर मला कळालं असतं तर किती काम सोपं झालं असतं. आणि हा प्रश्न आता काय होतं, आपल्या जर पोलीस दलामध्ये किंवा इतर ज्या सिक्युरिटी सिस्टम तिथे खूप टाईट असतात, अशा ठिकाणी जे एवढे सीसीटीव्ही कॅमेरे बसवलेले असते आणि याचा अॅनालिसिस जर विचार केला तर किती मॅन पॉवर आणि काय किती डोळ्यात तेल घालून बघतात. याच्यासाठी मला वाटतं टेक्नॉलॉजी अवेलेबल आहे का, आणि जर असेल तर ही जर फास्ट झालं आणि जर त्याच्या थोड्याच वेळेस कळालं की याच्यामध्ये काहीतरी गडबड आहे आणि ते कॉम्प्युटरने जर अॅनालिसिस करून सांगितलं तर किती काम सोपं होईल. अशा प्रकारचं एक ऍप्लिकेशन ह्या वेगवेगळ्या नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी मधून करण्यासाठी या सेमिनारचा असा एक उपयोग होऊ शकतो. तसंच आपण त्या माहितीच्या मायजालामध्ये आपण जगामध्ये जी अनेक प्रकारची माहिती होते, त्या माहितीची खरोखर उपयोगी माहिती कोणती, याचं अॅनालिसिस आणि याचं आपल्याला उपयोग करून घेण्यासाठी ती जर माहिती आपल्याला पटकन एका क्लिकवर किंवा कुठेतरी आपल्या कॉम्प्युटरने अप्लाय करून दिली तर या अशा टेक्नॉलॉजीचा वापर होऊ शकतो. आणि हे पुढचं फ्युचर मध्ये असे प्रोजेक्ट आपल्या मुलांनी घेतले आणि स्टुडंट्सने घेतले आणि फॅकल्टीजने असं काही डेव्हलप केलं तर फ्युचर मध्ये याच्यामध्ये फार मोठी क्रांती होऊ शकते. आता पूर्वीच्या काळी काय व्हायचं की एक टेक्नॉलॉजी परदेशामध्ये तयार व्हायची की आपल्याकडे यायला. आता 68 साली जपानमध्ये बुलेट ट्रेन चालू आहे, भारतात कधी आले आता, म्हणजे 68 सालची टेक्नॉलॉजी भारतामध्ये आता इम्प्लिमेंट होते. मग हा जो कालावधी आहे हा फार मोठा आहे. या कालावधीमध्ये पण आता पुढच्या जमान्यामध्ये बऱ्याच गोष्टी अशा होतील की ज्यावेळेस इन्व्हेंट होतील त्यावेळेसच लगेच भारतात येतील. त्यावेळेस आपले इंजिनियर आणि आपले जे फॅकल्टी आहेत या सगळ्या स्टेजला सामोरं जायला तयार आहेत का, तर ह्या प्रश्नाची उत्तर आता सध्या नाही, म्हणजे संदिग्ध आहेत अशीच आहेत. आणि मग आपण भारत हा ज्यावेळेस जगातला सर्वात तरुण देश म्हणून ज्यावेळेस जगामध्ये वावरेल त्यावेळेस जे आपल्याकडचे ह्युमन रिसोर्स आहे की हा सर्वात तरुण ह्युमन रिसोर्स जगामध्ये वावरत असताना या तरुण ह्युमन रिसोर्सची रिक्वायरमेंट जर आपण अशा वेगवेगळ्या सेमिनार मधून मॅनेज करू शकलो आणि त्याच्यातून जर चांगला ह्युमन जर तयार झाला आणि चांगले इंजिनियर आणि चांगले जर एक स्टाफ जे तयार झाले, कार्यकर्ते तयार झाले जे अनेक क्षेत्रामध्ये काम करून पुढे त्या आपल्या भारताचं नाव रोशन करते. आणि त्याचबरोबर आपल्याला जे पुढे येऊ घातलेला जो चेंज आहे त्या चेंज मध्ये आपण जगामध्ये आपलं जे स्थान आहे ते आणखी मजबूत, आणि आपण ज्यावेळेस म्हणतो की भारत जगातली एक नंबरची इकॉनॉमी होऊ शकते, होऊ पाहते. परंतु खरोखर मला एक प्रश्न असा पडतो, आपण खरोखर असं जर इकॉनॉमी आपली जर होऊ पाहत असेल तर मग आपल्याकडे आपल्या इंजिनियर्सने का नाही बुलेट ट्रेन डेव्हलप केली. म्हणजे ठीक आहे, ते इम्प्लिमेंटेशनला खर्च जपान गव्हर्नमेंट 0.1% ने देते म्हणून आज आपण इकडं वापरतो, ती टेक्नॉलॉजी आपण इम्प्लिमेंट करतोय. म्हणजे आपण पैशासाठी करतोय की टेक्नॉलॉजी म्हणून करतोय, म्हणजे पैसे मिळतात म्हणून इम्प्लिमेंटेशन करतो. आणि हे करत असताना आपल्या इंजिनियरचं स्थान काय, ते फक्त सुपरवाइज करणार आहेत का ती टेक्नॉलॉजी. तो ह्या सगळ्या अनेक प्रश्नांची उत्तरं या अशा सेमिनार मधून मिळायला पाहिजेत आणि याच्यातून मुलांनी जास्तीत जास्त नॉलेज घेऊन त्यामध्ये पुढे मार्गदर्शन करायला पाहिजे. एवढंच या प्रसंगी अपेक्षा व्यक्त करतो आणि नामदार राधाकृष्ण विखे पाटील यांच्या वतीने या सेमिनारला शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करतो आणि थांबतो.
Thank you, sir, for this motivational speech and the felicitation. Now I request to Professor Vidya sir to do the vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all. I am not better present here for the vote of thanks. Firstly, I thank today's chief guest, Sri Bharat Bogre Patil, Joint Secretary PREC LONI, for their valuable presence and guidance. I also thanks to today's president of workshop, Sri Appasaheb Vikhe Patil, Advocate, Director PREC LONI, for presence and valuable guidance. Thank you, sir. Also, thanks to guest and keynote speakers of today's session. Firstly, Dr. D.V. Patil, Professor, Gokhale College of Engineering, Nashik. Thank you, sir. I also thanks to second guest and speaker, Dr. Kishore Vats, from the college AISSM IOIT in Pune. Thank you, sir. Also, thanks to our alumni and third speaker of today's session, Mr. Prasad Chandani. They is a senior consultant in OTM Pune. They also giving us today one session regarding database and big data and many more. Thank you so much, sir. Also, thanks to uh, Dr. Vithalrao, sir, principal, for motivation and giving a good support to us for organizing this event. Also, thanks to all teaching, non-teaching staff with all head of departments. I thanks to R. Khade sir, our HOD, SM Ropade sir, and all teaching, non-teaching staff present here. I also thanks to all the organizing committee, all the students, all the participants, and all students present here. Thank you so much.
Now moving toward the technical sessions. So I request to today's expert, Dr. D.V. Patil, please start the technical session within 5 minutes.
After the conversation, we start within 5 minutes. If it becomes difficult, ये बता रहे थे
So why we should go for data analytics? I think you know what is data. So of course afterwards we will go for data. But before that we will discuss why we need data analytics. Next. Next. Data analytics. What are the exact functions in data analytics? Okay. Or it is also known as business analytics. And if you are opting for that BI, then it is also called as business intelligence. Okay. So what exactly we are doing in BI? So we have a data. We have a data. So data querying is there. Okay. You know queries? Queries. Everyone be focused here. In data analytics, for analysis, what are the various techniques? First technique is querying. Then reports. Have you generated reports? DBMS. Then visualization. What is visualization? Graphs, pie charts, histograms. So the data you can uh, see in the visualized form. Okay. What is visualized form? You might have observed that percentage of students appeared in exam, how many in first class, second class, ATKT, pie chart generally. If you would go to insurance casing, they have prepared that. That is nothing but pie chart. So data analysis, that is nothing but data analysis. Okay. Simple example of data analytics is the university sends the gazette of your result. Result of all students is in the gazette, and by result analysis we can get the data, isn't it? That is nothing but visualization. And also using the data, we can go for data mining. You can say knowledge extraction. So you have already studied decision tree. So decision tree gives us, when we traverse from root node to leaf node, we get the set of rules. Okay. So in data analytics, what are the outputs? Query, reports, visualization. You can say data mining and knowledge extraction. Okay. These techniques are used in business analytics. You can say in business intelligence. Next, please. Next. Next. So why we should go for business analytics? The basic question is why we should go for business analytics, and the answer is to increase the revenues. To increase the revenue. If you are running some organization, if you are running some organization, so the organization needs to increase the revenues, isn't it? You might be knowing that different. Why we go for data analytics? So many organizations are there. Okay, so many industries are there, and you might be knowing that the share market is there. People purchase share of the different companies. Everyone is looking at me like I am speaking in Japanese or Chinese. I am speaking English. You can understand English very well. English is our official language for communication, isn't it? So there are so many companies, and regularly we see on the news also that share market is down, that index Nifty and some indexes are there, they are up and down. This what? The value of shares increases or decreases. Value of share depends on what is the revenue of your company. Okay? Value, your share market value depends on what is the revenue of your company. And if you want to increase the revenues of the company, because if your company is having more revenues means more profit.
So if I will invest my money in your company, then I will get more profit. Shareholder gets the percentage of profit according to his investment, isn't it? If some company gets 1,000 crores profit, then whoever are the shareholders of the company, so according to their investment, that profit is distributed among the shareholders. Okay, and that's why it is necessary for any business to increase the revenues. Okay, so why we go for data analytics or business analytics or BI is nothing but to increase the revenue, to reduce the cost. So there are different operations are going on in the company. There are so many vendors. They supply the material to us, the company, and in that case, we can reduce the cost by using the data analytics. Whether the vendor is supplying us the material regular basis, what is the percentage of defects in that can be identified. Again, if some problem is there in the process, then we can also find out the reasons using data analytics. In the company, there are so many departments, and if some department is performing better than other departments, then using the data analytics, we can find out why some department is performing better and why others not. And then in that case, good processes adopted in the profit-making department or good working department can be adopted to the other departments also. That is, and that reduces the cost in the operation. Okay. Then uh, improving customer satisfaction, because every organization is having customers. If customers are satisfied, then and then only your business will grow. Otherwise, your business cannot grow. So, customer satisfaction is a very important aspect of business analytics. And in customer satisfaction, what are the different methods? So, in customer satisfaction, you can provide the data of your company online. Web-based portals can be there. You can provide the data of your company so the customer can directly get the data. Isn't it? Then you can keep the comparison of your competitors on your web. Okay? Comparison of your competitors on web with the specification. So if I'm going to purchase some HP laptop, the HP will provide all the specification of other companies and cost and everything, and they will try to prove that our product is better, so you should purchase our product, isn't it? You always go to Amazon and you compare the things, they give the comparison also, isn't it? That is nothing but the customer satisfaction. So these are the three main reasons why we should go for data analytics. Okay, next. So the data analytics provides right information at right time to the right person. Okay. Data analytics gives right information at the right time to the right person. Otherwise, see, if you don't have the data analytics, everything is offline. You will record everything on paper. Okay. And consider a very big organization, and when the manager wants some data, when the manager wants some data to take some action, what is going on in business, he will come to know after 15 days that this and this has happened. Okay? But you have, if you have this business analytics, what is possible, quickly he will get the reports and he will come to know that this and this problem is there. He can find out that problem and he can solve the problem. So the losses of the company can be reduced by using the data analytics. Okay? And then some decisions are there that is not part of our today's. Yes, next please. So these are the benefits of business analytics. So planning, controlling, measuring, and changing, resulting in increased revenues and reduced cost. Okay, we have just discussed that we can reduce the cost. Okay, But how to reduce the cost? By planning, controlling, measuring, and changing, resulting in increased revenues and reduced costs. So what is planning? You have studied software engineering. Project plan is there. So by data analytics, we can find out what was the proposed plan and what is current situation. Okay. So for example, around 15 modules are there in your project, and it is scheduled that within 3 months you will finish all the 15 modules. Okay. So due to this data analytics, online results will be every day will be available for you, and you can compare your schedule with your current status. And then controlling. Controlling means what? It was expected that 10 modules will be completed within 2 months, but only 5 are completed or 8 are completed. Then what action you can take? You can add more people to your team. Controlling. You can add more people to your team. Or if every day you are working for 8 hours, you will decide that I will work for 12 hours a day so that I have to finish my project within the scheduled time. Okay? Measuring and in okay. Then next is by data analytics, we can find out the frauds, fraud detection, order processing, purchasing, resulting in increased revenues and reduced costs. So you might have heard one news in Nasik micro company is there, and around 14 crores spare parts were stolen from that company. So if they are not using data analytics, they cannot find out exactly what is happening. Okay. So fortunately, the people who have stolen the material, the truck was found in Nasik in the suspicious movement, and the police inquired about what is inside and all, and the police found that such and such fraud is going in the company. Okay. So if they will apply the business analytics, then surely they will come to know that this much production has been done and 14 crore slabs is there, and that too timely it can be found. Next, please. Next. So what is business analytics? See, actually, data analytics, business analytics, or that business intelligence. Alternatively, you can use these terms. So it refers to skills, processes, technologies, applications, and practices used to support the decision making. System that provide directed background data, reporting tools to support and improve the decision making process. So what is decision making process? What is decision making process? Just consider the example of some uh, automobile industry. So on the road, you might have observed that maximum Suzuki vehicles you can see on the road, and others, other companies are also in the market, like Tata Motors is there, then that Datsun. So many companies are there. Okay, now they want to increase their sale. Now they want to increase their sale. So they need to take some decision. They need to take some decisions. So they will get their own data. They will come up with Suzuki's data. They will have some comparisons, and they will come to know that what is the problem, why people are preferring the Suzuki cars. Okay. So generally, you might be knowing that Suzuki cars are having very low maintenance cost. Maintenance cost of the Suzuki cars is very low as compared to other cars. So what Other companies have come up like Volkswagen. They have declared that you purchase our car and for 3 years there will be no maintenance cost, zero maintenance cost. Okay. So with the use of these various applications, they can come to take decision that we will we can take the decision that we will provide 3 years free maintenance. Then we can provide the insurance in 1 rupee. We will provide the insurance in 1 rupee. Now, with the help of business analytics, what will happen? They will declare this action that we will give 3 year free maintenance and the insurance in 1 rupee. They will campaign for this. They will send the advertisements on different channels. People will see the advertisement. And after quarter, after 3 months, 4 months, they will try to analyze how much sales has been increased, how much revenue of the company has increased. Okay? Because if you want to get the manual reports, it will take a lot of time, isn't it? But if the sale is online, all over India, so many dealers are there. So every day in the evening, the manager, sales manager of Suzuki or that Volkswagen, he can check how much revenue has been increased. And online, they can compare what are our expenses and what is our profit. Okay. So in this way, the data analytics helps in decision making process. Okay. So what technique we have discussed at the start of this section? Query. Query will be required because if the manager wants to know how much cars are sold today, and of course you might be knowing that different models are there. So this model, how much, where, he can also get the report that how much cars are sold in Mumbai, in Pune, how much sold in rural area. All types of reports can be generated. Okay. It is not possible to do this manually. Of course, manually reports can be generated, but it will be a delayed process. And delayed decision means your losses may increase. So query, visualization. What is visualization? Graphs. Then reports. Of course, reports will be generated by query only. So these are some of the techniques which are used in the business analytics, and of course, the data mining process, that is extraction of knowledge from the available data, is one of the techniques which is used in the business analytics or data analytics. Next, please. So in short, now you can understand this definition of business analytics. A system that collects, integrates, a system that collects, integrates, a system that collects, integrates, analyzes, and presents business information to support better decision making. Okay. So what is data analytics? It integrates the data. You know data integration? Data from heterogeneous sources is integrated into a single schema. That is nothing but the integration of the data. Again, if you will consider the example of Amazon. Amazon is in US, Amazon is in Europe, Amazon is in India. So if you want to collect the data for data analytics from all the countries, then US prices will be in the dollars. Okay? Then European countries, euro. In India, it is rupee. So you need to bring all the data into single format. Either all the prices should be in rupee or dollar or euro. Then you can go for data analysis. That is nothing but you can say data integration and transformation. And all this data can be analyzed to help the decision making process. Next, please. So again, whatever we have discussed. So what is done in data analytics and what are the core capabilities? Okay. So data warehousing is there. What is there in the data warehouse? Your historical data. After your ETL process, you keep your data in the data warehouse. Okay. What is ETL? What is ETL? Extract, transformation, and load. So the data from heterogeneous sources is brought to the data warehouse by ETL process. Ad hoc analysis. What is ad hoc analysis? Generally, the companies declare their profits quarterly. Okay, they declare their profits quarterly. Now, after quarter, you cannot analyze whatever is going. Otherwise, they will come to know at the end of quarter that our company is at loss. Instead, ad hoc means fortnightly, weekly, they will check the reports. So data analysis will be done on weekly or fortnightly basis or monthly basis, and they can get the situation, what is situation of their business. Okay, and that is nothing but the ad hoc analysis. Then data mining is also required, and we'll see one or two classifiers here. Then dashboards. What is dashboard? Your main menu, generally you can call it as a dashboard. Okay. Then search techniques, that is with the querying you can go for search. Then manage reporting, validation, scorecards. What is validation? Some decision has been taken in your business and you need to verify what is increase in revenue, what is the profit to our business. Of course, there are so many indicators in the business analytics. Increasing revenue is not only indicator. Okay. If the customers are satisfied, still company is happy. Even if your profit is not increased, whatever profit you are getting, profit is up to that level only. But your customers are satisfied because your sale depends on the customer satisfaction, isn't it? You might be knowing that some years before, Nokia was the only company in the mobile handsets, isn't it? Nowadays, it is rare to find. Of course, they have also come up with the Android solutions. Now they came to, but they understood that Android is the only way that we can make our products popular again. Okay, so customer satisfaction is also required. If customer is not satisfied, then no one is going to purchase your products. So the validation is for customer satisfaction, validation is for increased revenue, and validation is also for the reduced cost. These are the three important indicators for validation for any business. Okay. Then querying and reporting, same thing we have already discussed about it. Next, please. I'm just trying to visualize something. What is the basis for data analytics? That's all. My aim is to give you a with example of picture what exactly the data analytics or business analytics or the business intelligence, which what you are currently studying as your update subject or elective, you can say. So from where we get the data? Supermarket scanners. What is supermarket scanner? We go to some supermarket like Big Bazaar or anywhere, and they have the scanners. We just purchase the thing, it just scans. So everything cost and product information they get. That also generates a data. Okay. Then preferred customer cards. Preferred customer cards. Some cards are there. You might be knowing that reward points are added. That is, those are called preferred customer cards. So if you will purchase something, every time that card number will be added, and some points will be added to your preferred customer card. So afterwards, you can use those points in terms of money also. Then credit card transactions, direct mail response, call center records, ATMs, sensor network, cameras. These are, you can consider the either satellite cameras or CCTVs. Of course, our own cameras, our mobiles, they are also generating the data. Everywhere, everyone is fond of taking selfie. Whatever happens, they take selfie. So many people have got into accidents also, but selfie is very popular. So it also generates data. And you might have observed that the analytics is also done in our mobile. Because I was surprised to see wherever I went, automatically they are creating the folder. Google is creating folder. If you have synchronized your data, your photos with Google, then automatically it find out at which location you were, and they have made folder of those locations also. Recently I went to Agra, so they have made one folder of my photos and they have named it Agra. I went to one dam that is very remote place and not so famous, but automatically they have found and they have renamed that remote location. So Google is already doing the data analytics with your camera photos. Web server logs. What are web server logs? Whoever is requesting for some pages to the web server, it is also generating the data. So these are some of the examples. There are so many examples. Patient's data is also there, and that is one of the important application of data analytics actually. Next, please. So why to do the data analysis? So Aristotle said that the secret of success is to know something that nobody else knows. If you want to be a successful person in your business, you should know something that is not known by others. Okay? So it is also true during your student life also, isn't it? So if you know something which is not known by others, then everyone will come to you and tell, hey, please tell me what is this, how to do it. So you will become very important person. So the competition is on service, not only on the price. As I said, customer satisfaction is also required. So the competition is on service, not only on the price. Only revenue making is not the issue. Customer satisfaction is also an issue. Customer relationship management, CRM, security. In security also we need the data analysis. So which security we are discussing about? Computer security, network security you can consider. Then homeland defense. Homeland defense. So in our homeland defense also we need the data analytics. So these are some of the application areas of data analytics. Next please. So how this data analytics works? So first stage is identify the business problem. What is business problem? As I said, I am a manager of one car company and my cars are sold in the country, but it is the proportion is less. My market share is less as compared to other companies. And my problem is I want to increase the market share of my cars. And that is nothing but the identify the business problem. Okay? Data mining. So I will get the data, my own data, my company's data. I will also get the data of my competitor companies. Okay? And then we can do the data mining. You have already studied data mining and you know what is data mining. Then action. What is action? Action. Whatever decision has been taken, that is to be implemented. Okay? So the action is to give the insurance in 1 rupee, to give 3-year service free to the customer. That is the action. Evaluation and measurement. Whatever action you have taken, what is the result of that action? That is nothing but evaluation and measurement. Deployment and integration into business process. So whatever decision you have taken, if the results are good, If the results are good, then what you can do? You can integrate that into your business. Next, please. So this is data integration and selection. We have already discussed about it. The data pre-processing, you might be knowing that there is noise in the data, then different formats of the data, everything comes under data pre-processing. You might have also studied the outliers and that pinning method to smooth the data, everything we have already studied. Next, please. So what are the different data types? Relational data. You know relational data. Transactional data. What is transactional data? By transactions. Or as we have discussed, we go to Big Bazaar and that scanner scans and it prepares a bill, whatever we have purchased. That is also called as transactional data. Time series data. What is time series data? A data which timestamp is called time series data. Also, there are some graphs are generated of the Earth movement on the continuous time basis. That is also called as time series data. Then text data. You are surfing web every time, that is nothing but text data, images, videos, and then sequence data. What is sequence data? In data informatics, genomes are used. What is genome? You can say DNA data. You know DNA diagram. That is also a other type of data. So all types we can go for data. What are the types of variables? Numerical data is there. Age, income is the example. Then categorical data is there. What is categorical data? Yes, no, male, female. Then these are the categorical data. Then ordinal data. Ordinal data is also a categorical data, but the order is fixed. Okay? Order is fixed. Like if you will consider this institute, student, staff member, head of department, principal. This is the, you can say, ordinal data. Category is there, but the order is fixed. And here you can see the example, hot, mild, cold. So this is categorical data, but it is ordered, and that's why it is called ordinal data. Next. So this is one sample data. Some attributes are there. How many attributes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attributes are there. So day 1 to day 14 days data has been collected. Okay. And outlook. One attribute is outlook. And what are the domain values? Sunny, overcast, and rain. These are the 3 domain values. Then next is temperature, hot, mild, cool. 3 domain values. Then humidity, wind, and the final attribute is a class label, you can say. Final attribute is class label. So using this data, we can extract some knowledge. We can find out some rules. Okay. So if we can induce a decision tree on this, we can get knowledge, isn't it? So you have to traverse from root node to leaf node. Next, please. Next. Just show the decision tree. Next. Yes. Now the data is converted into the tree. And here, out of those 14 instances, how many roots can be formed? Traverse from root node to leaf node. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 14 data instances, you can get 5 rules. And those 5 rules you can call as a knowledge. Okay? It is also called as pattern. So different terminologies can be used, but the meaning is same. So what is knowledge? If outlook is sunny and humidity is less, then you can rate it. If outlook is sunny and humidity is more, then you cannot play tennis. If outlook is overcast, then you can play tennis. If outlook is raining and wind is there, then you cannot play tennis. So in this way, you can derive the rules from the data. I think we will not go in details of what is supervised and unsupervised learning because maximum of you know what is supervised learning and unsupervised. When class level is used, it is supervised learning, and when class level is not used, then it is unsupervised learning, and in that case we go for clustering. Next please. So we'll just see how the decision tree is formed. Actually, I was not knowing next please. Actually, I was not knowing about the exactly about the audience. So, as a basics of business analytics, we are studying this thing. Decision tree learning. Yes, we'll see that. Decision tree skip झालं का? नाही अल्गोरिथम नाही आला ना हे फक्त सुपरवाइज आणि सुपरवाइज आहे नाही नेक्स्ट जाऊ The intention to showing this PPT was this is the data and how you can convert it into the knowledge. So first we'll see the level-based classifier. It is based on the probabilistic approach and yes. No, back. So you are going forward actually. बस. आता forward घ्या. अजून एक. Yes. Here you can see the example that these insects are there, grasshoppers, and they are classified as katydids. Okay? Grasshoppers and katydids. So, if you will classify their data based on the abdomen length of their abdomen and their length of the antenna, next please. Then we can put the histograms based on that. And this histogram shows the distribution of the probability. Okay? This shows the distribution of the probabilities. So, next please. You can see this is the normal distribution of the probability. Okay? What is normal distribution? When the bell-shaped curve is there, we call it as a normal distribution. If you will consider the result of PE computer students, so this bell-shaped curve will be formed. Maximum students will get 60% to 70% marks, and very few students will be getting 90% marks, and very few will be getting 40-50% marks. So this is the bell-shaped curve. Okay, this frequency you can consider some students in first class distinction 70%, 80% one. Okay, can you imagine this bell-shaped curve? Yes, and this is called normal distribution of the probability. So it is showing the probability. So if I will pick any student from your class, what will be the probability? The probability is he is in first class. Okay, because maximum students are in the central area of that distribution. Next please. So this base classifier use previous probabilities. Okay. What are the previous probabilities? You can say previous data, historical data. So till today, all the students from computer engineering department of PREC have finished their B computer with first class. So whoever will be in the B, probability is he will be in first class. That is nothing but using the historical data. Based on the history, we can predict the future also. Okay. So this is the formula. Probability that Cj is a class. Cj is class. D is the instance. Cj is class. D is instance. So it can be predicted using this formula. Probability that instance of the particular class is available, particular class is available, and particular instance is available. Okay, PD is probability of particular instance is available. PCJ, probability of CJ is particular, probability of particular class is available, and probability that instance belongs to particular class. Okay, so we'll see it with example. We will be able to understand in better manner with the examples. Next, please. So here, very funny example. There is person named Drew. Drew may be male, Drew may be female. Like we have names in our Maharashtra, Kiran. Kiran may be a boy, may be girl. So they have Drew. Drew may be a male, Drew may be female. So you can see the formula. Male is a class, Drew is an instance. Male is class, Drew is instance. So if you have to find out what is probability that one name comes Drew. Now, based on the previous data, you have to find out. Based on the previous data, you have to find out whether Drew is male or female. So how you will compute the probability? So this is the formula. Probability that person named Drew is there. This one. Okay. Probability that person named Drew is there. Probability that males are there. Probability that people's named Drew are there. Okay. Next, please. So this is the database, our historical data, you can see. Okay. This historical data, how many males are there? 3 males. Females? 5. How many Drews are there? 3. Okay. Now, can we put this information into our formula? Next, please. So, probability that Drew is male, probability that Drew is female. So, out of 3, 1 is male, 2 are female. Okay. Can you see here? Probability that Drew is male, so 3 Drews are there. Out of 3, 1 is male, 3 are female. So 1 by 3. Then probability that male is there. So what is probability? 3 by 8. 3 males are there, total 8 instances are there. Okay. And probability that Drew is there. So what is probability? 3 by 8, because 3 Drews are there. So same formula we can apply for females. So 2 females out of 5, and then out of 5 females are how many? Out of 8, 5 females are there. And this denominator for D, that will be same because Drew are 3. So with this formula we have calculated that probability that Drew is male is 0.125 and probability that Drew is female is 0.25. So Drew will be male or female? Female. Okay. Now consider that 50-50 cases are there. Probability is 0.5 for male, probability for 0.5 for female. Then how to predict? In that case, we have to use more attributes. Okay. In that case, we have to use more attributes. Next, please. Next. So you can add the height. Generally, the males are having more height, females are having less height. Then hair length, eye color. These things also can be considered. And same formulas you can apply to calculate the probability. Next, please. And like this, all the probabilities can be integrated into a single probability to decide whether Drew is male or female. Next, please. Next. Okay, now we will start with this decision trees. And why I'm covering this, because using that Python or R programming, you can do it because the libraries are available. Just you have to call the library for name days or the decision trees. But here you will be able to understand the logic behind how it works. Okay. Yes, decision trees. Decision tree is a classification tool. Decision trees are simple, powerful, and analytical in nature, and that's why the decision tree is preferred. Is it simple? Yes, it is simple. We have seen. We have just traversed from root node to the leaf node, and we could calculate or we could form one rule. So it is simple, it is powerful, and it is analytical in nature. Okay, and we have to go for data analytics. So decision tree is one of the important things, and thus are mostly suitable for data mining. That's why the decision tree is suitable for data mining. You can say data analytics. So in decision tree, internal node is a test on the attribute. What is internal node? We have seen the decision tree. Okay, the branch represents outcome of the test. We have already seen the tree. A leaf node represents the class level. At the end, you got the class, latest or not. At each node, one attribute is chosen to split the training examples into the distinct classes that we will see as a process. Yes, next please. So we have this data, and while calculating the probabilities, we have to consider the number of yes and number of no's. Okay. Here 14 cases are there, so we have to consider. So yes is called as P, positive example. Yes is called P, a positive example, and no is called N. Next please. Next. Next. See, this is the decision tree learning algorithm. A given training set T. What is training set? That data we have seen, weather data is nothing but T. Attribute in the training instance to be denoted by AN, and the classes denoted by C1, C2. Only two classes are there, C1 and C2 actually. Yes and no. Play tennis, you cannot play tennis. Next please. So this is the algorithm. Calculate class frequency. Calculate class frequency in T. What is T? That weather data is T. And what is class frequency? How many yes are there? How many no are there? That is nothing but class frequency. If all instances belonging to same class, return list. Like you have seen overcast, it was all attributes were belonging to same class, play tennis. So there is no need to construct tree. Attribute satisfying the test is node K. This you will understand afterwards. Recur construction Ti on the partition. Yes, next. By procedure you will be able to understand this. Right now I cannot explain this. But with example we can come back and discuss. Next. So we have the data and we have to partition the data to create a tree. Okay. 14 instances are there and we have to partition these 14 instances to create a tree. So how to do it? So we have to find out the information in the data. We have to find out information in the data, and based on the information we will partition the data. Next please. Next. Next. Yes. Based on the probabilities, we can find out the information in the data. Based on the probabilities, we can find out information in the data, and then we can partition the data. So probability P is a proportion of positive examples, and Pn is the proportion of negative examples. And how it is calculated? P divided by P plus N. P divided by P plus N. Next. Now here how many P's are there? Can you calculate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 P you can say. 9 P's and 5 N. Next please. So you can see we can partition our data based on the outlook. Outlook is having 3 domain values. Outlook is having 3 domain values. What are the domain values? Sunny, overcast, rainy. Okay. So the data can be partitioned. Means what? Outlook will be at the root. Data is partitioned means what? Who will be the root of the tree? That we have to find out. So root may be outlook, root may be humidity, root may be windy, root may be temperature. Now we have to find out which attribute will give more information. Which attribute will give more information? That attribute will be at the root. Okay. These are the 4 cases. These are the 4 cases. Out of this, which one is efficient, that we have to find. See, what is our aim? Aim is to extract the knowledge. So the attribute which will give more information, that should be at the root of the tree. Okay. The attribute which will give more information, that should be at the root of the tree. And that's why we have to calculate the information on each attribute if we partition the data. How data is partitioned, can you understand? Just go back to that sample data. See here, outlook. Sunny, sunny, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 instances we have to bring together. Okay? We have to bring these 5 examples together. So that will be one data set. This is one data set. Out of this, we will create 3 data sets. We want to construct a decision tree. So what we will do? We have this 14 tuples, and we will partition these 14 tuples into 3 different data sets. So first, sunny. Second is overcast. How many tuples? Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another set will be of rain. Okay. Another set will be of rain. Now, please go to the next slide. Now, can you understand this partition of the data? Now you can understand the partition of data. Okay. Rainy cases are at one place, overcast cases, and now we have also partitioned in yes and no, and based on the yes and no, we can calculate the information content. Okay. Actually, what we have to calculate is after partition, how much more information will be. How much more information we can get. Okay. By partition, can we get more information? By partition, can we get more information? See, some grains are given to you. Wheat is there, bajra is there, rice is there, it is mixed. When you partition it, you will get more information. You will get more information, isn't it? Then we get the ores from these mines. We are not talking about data mining, actual mines. Then gold is there, some raw material is there, some other metals are also there. When we separate them, then we get more information. In the same way, we have to partition our data to get the more information. Okay? So, we will partition our data, we will try to purify it, and then we'll calculate how much information we can get on outlook, if we partition on the outlook, if we partition on the humidity, if we partition on the windy, if we partition on the temperature. Okay? Next please. So what is formula? This is the formula. Okay? What is this minus? Okay, sorry. Please go to previous slides now. Again, we have to see that formula. Yes. This is the formula to calculate the information. You can say entropy. It is impurity actually. Minus P log of P. That is probability of positive examples log of that one minus probability of the negative examples. Okay. So based on these examples, here you can see outlook minus 2 by 5. Why 2 by 5? 2 yes and P plus N is yes plus no. Can you understand this formula? Minus 2 by 5 log of 2 by 5. Actually, this formula is not there. What is formula? Minus P of, that is probability of P divided by P plus N. P divided by P plus N. So what is P? Yes. So just go back. No. That partition data. Can you see here P? First one, Sunny. How many P? 2. How many P? 2. And P plus N? 5. So minus 2 by 5. Probability minus 2 by 5. Here, all P. All P's. Next, please. Now go to that formula. Yes. Now, can you understand minus 2 by 5 log of 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5 log of 3 by 5. Got the idea? How to calculate the information? And the information we got is 0.97 bits. Okay. For overcast, all are belonging to same class. So log of 0 is not defined, so we'll consider it as a 0. So there is no information. Then outlook is rainy, so the cases are, let's go back to that diagram. One only, yes. Rainy, where is rainy? This one. Rainy, P is equal to 3, N is equal to 2. Next. P is equal to 3, N is equal to 2. So P plus N is 5, minus 3 by 5, and here, this is for P, this is for N. Okay? Can you understand the formula? What is formula? P upon minus P upon divided by P plus N. Log of P upon P plus N minus N upon, yes, you know that formula. Okay, nice. So using that, we can calculate the information. Next, please. So we have to calculate the information gain. Okay. We have to calculate the information gain. What is information gain? Information before splitting and information after splitting. So before splitting, the information was 0.940 bits. How it is calculated? Complete data set 14. For 14, we have to calculate that P upon P plus N minus log of P upon P plus N. For complete data set, and at the end we have to recursively calculate it for all the attributes. And here you can find that gain on outlook is more, that is 0.247 bits of information. Others are having less information as compared to outlook. So we have to partition our data on the attribute outlook. Okay? Up to this, any doubt? How this information gain is calculated? P plus N formula is applied before partition, after partition, and then we can find out the difference. Before partition, what was the formula? Next. This is the information 2 by 5. Data set 1. Here we have to apply the formula P upon P plus N. So how many P's are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 divided by 14. Log of 9 divided by 14 minus 5 divided by 14. Log of 5 divided. This will give the information in this data set, and afterwards we have calculated information on the split data, and then we can find out the actual difference after the partition. Next, please. Next. So now, after partition on this outlook, we have different options. So recursively, you have to apply the same process on the resulting data sets. Okay? Got the point? We were having 14. From that 14, we have got 3 data sets. Again, on these 3 data sets, we have to recursively apply the same formulas, and we can partition it. So, after this process is to be terminated, when to terminate this process? When all instances will belong to same class, then you have to stop. Means all are yes or all are no, then no need to split the data. Okay? All instances in your data set are of yes or no. Okay? You will go on partitioning, and very few instances will be there. At the end, you will come to know that all instances are belonging to same class. In that case, we have to stop the process. Next, please. And this is the final decision tree we have. Okay. So I think we should stop here. This was very, actually this is very, it seems to be very complex. This decision tree construction seems to be very complex, but it is quite simple, isn't it? If you just understand the formula, minus P upon P plus N log of same, minus N upon P plus N log. You can get the information in the data, and you have to split the data. That's it. Very simple formula, and this is a recursive process, the most important. And as I said, when you partition the data, you get more information because the data is purified after the partition. Okay. So I think we'll stop here.
So thank you, sir. Yes, any question from participants, students? Yes, anyone? Any doubt? Yes, thank you, sir. Definitely, our all participants, specifically these students, must understand fundamental of data mining and business inventory system. How it is easy one for everyone. Definitely, sir, you do a very nice conduction on this fundamentals of data mining. Definitely, everyone understands how we can prepare decision tree using this raw data and everything. So here I declare the first session is over, and after lunch we move towards our second session. So which will be going to conduct by our second resource person, Professor Dr. Vithalrao. Okay, thank you. I request all participants to move towards our multi-purpose hall, which is located near our college canteen for lunch. And again, we will gather in same place for second session. Thank you.
काय करूया करू पण